Hello GDQ, good time zone. I am the ThePiPiper. I am super stoked to be doing this run. I'm a little nervous because this has been a huge goal of mine for a long time. I've been watching Games Done Quick since 2016. I fell in love. One of my buddies, while I was forward deployed in the Middle East, showed it to me, and GDQ was the best thing for that time because I was in such a weird time zone with not a whole lot to do. Being able to watch people in their peak of gaming, have a good time for a good cause, really helped my time just go by. And then also GDQ's been a huge part because I'm only a speedrunner because of GDQ. 2018, I believe, Darkman78, Jimmy Poopins, Teach and Strider live, and all of a sudden it opened the world. You can just speedrun. So for those who are watching this, if you are thinking about speedrunning, just do it. There are tons of tutorials out there. Smallant did some, taught me how to speedrun Super Mario Odyssey. Strider, there's tons of them out there that are absolutely awesome. We've seen that on the stage multiple times. Absolutely awesome. I'm super stoked to be here. I'll be talking about the game, telling you about some options for when we can do donation reads, auto levels, my couch, everything during this. So I hope you guys enjoy. So this is BZZZT. It was released for Steam earlier this year, 2024, and just dropped actually for Switch this week, which is super exciting. KO is a Czech game designer, released this independently with the help of someone for some of the music, and that's about it. Absolutely awesome, breaking through into the game industry in the Czech Republic. Absolutely awesome, super exciting. The game, before we start, I'm going to go over what the difficulties are and which ones I'm going to be showcasing today. So, we have 4 available options. We have very easy, in which there are fewer enemies and less traps, and then you can get hit by enemies and traps up to 5 times. Easy, there's a bit more difficulty with stages and enemies than very easy, and you can only get hit 3 times. Normal is where we start what are known as hitless runs. Hitless runs mean that if you get hit at all, you will die and you have to restart the level. Hitless, both normal and insane, have the same amount of enemies, the same amount of platforming risks, but the biggest difference between normal and insane, you get 7 lives. If you lose all 7 lives, it deletes your save file completely. I'm going to be running normal, trying to keep my nerves calm, and then run an insane run after. Insane run, normal is the most marathon safe. Insane does have marathon safe strategies in which now there are additional lives that can be gained throughout it, which are super awesome. Without further ado, this is the normal run of BZZZT. This is about our guy right here that we're playing as, ZX8000. We are commonly referred to as a toaster. We're referred to as commonly just ZX, because ZX8000, that's just a mouthful. We start off with one of my favorite things in video games right here, actually, which has been coined, maybe most famously in my mind, by Ego Raptor as conveyance. There's no tutorial, there's no menus, there's nobody really folding and forcing me to do it. You make progress in the game immediately. There are 52 levels we'll be going through, and we just blew through a bunch of them right off the bat into our first shortcut here at level 5. Where you're able to take that hidden one, thread the needle on those bombs, and move forward, which is super easy and a great addition. KO has been updating this game. The designer, quite frequently, is super involved and is one of the people, if this run does get accepted, that I am almost positive would love to dial in or be present and be on the couch to talk about the amazingness that went into this game. On this level, level 8, we're going to get our first upgrade. We'll see multiple upgrades throughout this game, and we'll cover each as we go. So this is the double jump. Not the most important one for speedrunning, but an important one to get through the levels. During the marathon run, I fully intend to donate for all of my deaths. I'm hoping that there are no more than 7 to make sure that I can do a good insane run. I'll be donating probably $20 per during that time, and I'll ask my couch if they're able to match that, or 80 viewers as well, to help raise money for a great cause. This is supposed to be the final quiz, but KO does put some humor in this game, which I appreciate, in which the final test is so intense that the system actually shuts down, they overload, so they think. But turns out, Mini Godzilla, the Terminator, Marvin, and of course Invisible Bob, and we get some confetti. We'll go over the difference between a hitless and a flawless run here soon. Or we'll just do that right now. So one of the really cool things, so I used the term hitless to describe normal and any percent earlier. One of the goals in this game is, if you notice in the top right, we have a timer. And that timer has a little clock type pizza icon that's slowly being eaten away. And that is your goal time. So to get a flawless run, you must get all of these little bolts, and you must beat the in-game timer goal. We're just doing a hitless run in which we don't have to get all the bolts, which I think is a little bit more fun. And currently, I think there's only 3 runners right now doing flawless runs. It is one of my goals eventually to do, but we get to take some additional shortcuts that you wouldn't be able to do if you actually get flawless runs. So the shortcuts are kind of what makes this run interesting. So, as we discussed earlier, we realized, oh no, maybe the challenge, it wasn't actually that difficult. And what happened was, we had been infiltrated. So we've been infiltrated by another evil scientist by the name of Badbert. And this is his robot that helped break our shield generator, which then allowed him to break in, and is trying to steal the technology that created ZX. We'll have a total of 4 transitional levels. So we started out in our factory, and then this is our first transitional at like the boss phase. We now move into a new area, so you can see that the background has changed. We've got some new enemies. The music tone has changed, and this is us going after Badbert. One of the amazing things is these backgrounds. I just like absolutely incredible. I would love to have every single one as a background on my computer, on my phone. They're absolutely gorgeous. And deaths are okay. The current world record actually does have 1 or 2 deaths on it. So it's still possible. We haven't achieved the maximum best time for this game yet. But here is our second upgrade of the game. This is the dash. This is the most important upgrade for speedrunners. The dash allows us to go fast, save those frames, and most importantly, there are cycles and shortcuts in which you need the dash for, which is ideal for a speedrun. Like right there, where we're able to go underneath and just shave our head, yes, our little metallic robot head off. But these backgrounds, absolutely gorgeous. 1.25 million, yes, million pixels. That was weird, I did not double jump there. To create all of these, it took 4 years just for the backgrounds alone. So this game's been in development a long time. It is an ode to 80s arcade games everywhere. It is, I always think it reminds me of like Mega Man is usually my go-to. We're gonna do a safety strat here. Just not to take that death, which I am more than happy to do on the marathon stage, especially if we're getting people hyped and excited. Right now, I don't think I explained a little bit about myself. So, I've been streaming since 2019, speedrunning because of this. Since speedrunning, I've done some crazy challenges. I've done some cream percents, which requires you to beat a game while also speed eating. So I've done some speed eating challenges. So with that, you finish an entire can of whipped cream per every hour that you're in that run. So I've done that with Super Mario World and Katana Zero. I've also done food percent run of Super Mario World, which is that was our first, that was our second major skip of our run right there, in which you play all the levels that have food names like Donut Plains, Butter Bridge, and Vanilla Dome, and you eat food as quickly as possible after beating those levels. Since then, I've gotten some high scores on those, but those are low compete. I do have a shared world record right now on NES for Home Alone, which is an absolute joy and was absolutely silly to get. And I also have done some PETA games for the same reason. They're just an absolute joy, absolutely silly to get, and we love to do it. I had to do a little bit of focus right there. I also have currently, you won't see my name on the main game leaderboard for this, as I'm trying to get my time a little bit closer. I'm like 30 seconds to like, I think I'm like 40 seconds behind the current leaderboard, which only has 4 or 5 people on it. And I'm about 2 minutes behind world record, which I still think is competitive overall. But we're trying to get even better. All of us know that's way more achievable. Right now, even at the slow pace I'm going, best possible that we're looking at is 18:10, which is almost a minute quicker than current world record. I have 15 records in levels, so I know it's in me. I know I'm capable of doing it. It's just getting in there, not taking some silly deaths, locking in the focus, and doing a great job. This is one of the, there are 2 levels that I think would be great for donations during a run. This is one of them. This is just an auto level. You just gotta kill everything, collect all of it. This is one of the levels that we have to get a flawless, because otherwise it takes 55 seconds every time. For some reason, the auto splitter loves to double auto split there, so we'll just do a quick little fix there. And hope that we didn't. We got a little far behind here, so we're just gonna take a little bit of a safety strat, go all the way around. And that's okay. That wouldn't happen without the auto splitter. I'm doing the auto splitter for you guys, but of course during GDQ we only do total RTA time, so little mistakes like that won't happen. Currently, I have been out of streaming as I've been deployed and making a move. I am an active duty sailor who loves absolutely doing charity streaming. I also represent a Mario making community known as Super Mario Society. Unfortunately, missed the 8-second, like 4-second time save right there by not doing a high jump, but that's okay. And we raise money for all kinds of foundations, mostly inspired by GDQ. So at the end of the day, even though GDQ is raising a ton of money, the amount of impact that you've had on this community and absolutely just shared and inspired so many is absolutely incredible, and I commend you for what you do. That was a great run, and we're actually back on pace, which is absolutely awesome. Whoops, boxed there a little too hard. But it's better to die early in a level than late. I was hoping that the missions wouldn't open this early. The bonus levels that KO just dropped for this, it does add about another 50 levels, which is absolutely awesome to this game. Always love to have more levels. KO is super involved, constantly updating, making the best experience, supporting a lot of the speedrunners. I'll ask a question about physics, something like that, not understand a shortcut, and he will pull it up and explain it almost the day of. It's absolutely awesome. So huge shout outs to the dev. Thank you for all that you do and bringing us this absolutely beautiful game. That was a really good shortcut, only would be possible with the dash, which then ends up saving us right here about 4 seconds. So that was great. This is one of the trickier levels that I have. And we're going to be doing another shortcut right here, and we missed it. That's okay. We're only going to lose about 2-3-ish seconds. It's always important to practice your backup strategy. For those who are watching, because I am going to be uploading this on YouTube, and you're like, man, this is the run that got him into GDQ? I sure hope it is. But if you guys are doing speedrunning, there are 2 things that I'll always advise for. One is practice, but how do you do practice? Do effective practice. Practice sections. I was a musician throughout high school. My original goal was to become a professional musician, playing the saxophone. But if I'm being honest with myself, I was never really that good. But one of the amazing strategies that my sax teacher taught me early on was the method of 5, right? Doing something 5 times in a row is very dauntless and very hard. So I recommend is get some Hershey Kisses or something of that nature. For those validating this run, This is a great place for donations because it is basically an auto scroller with additional steps. But the rule of 5, get like 5 Hershey Kisses, 5 quarters, 5 euro coins, whatever you have. Place them on your TV like it's an arcade. Place them on the left like you're lining up for the next person should play that game. For the kids that don't understand, ask your parents. But what you do is, every time you get a good run, that's one of the more intimidating skips right there. You move that coin from the left to the right or the right to left until whichever way you're going towards has 5 on it. But every time you miss a run, you're doing that level over and over. Every time that you do it perfectly, move one over. Every time that you mess it up, move one back. So you have 5 over there, and I can almost guarantee you that by the time that you have 5 over there, you will not be making those mistakes that you were once making. I used to do this when I was practicing for solos, really hard sections of gigs, and it really helped. And since implementing that framework into my speed running, it makes a huge difference. The other thing is, always practice full runs and practice backup strats. Don't allow the most ideal run to be the one that's going to absolutely carry you further. I forgot to skip this cutscene because I was worried about the cutscene, or the auto splitter doing its weird thing again. With the updates to the game, wow, I was actually too fast that time. That's a rare one. But this is not too fast or too long of a level. It's not the worst place to lose time. I do love this music. It's absolutely great. Alright, so you'll notice we just beat the Space Tarantula. The Space Tarantula is, and then we had a big cutscene in which I didn't skip part of it. So Badbert breaks in and we actually defeat him. In that second, right? We beat Badbert, the main enemy. How crazy. Well, not before he steals we don't really beat him. What ends up happening is he steals the AI idea, taints it, and puts it into a robot similar to our boy DX here, and taints that AI with the want for world domination. And as any good AI, what does it immediately realize? That it no longer needs humans, right? Just like the some of the AI that we saw earlier, like Godzilla and the Terminator, right? All these scary things, Skynet. Badbert has that same idea, and the AI immediately tosses him to the side. And actually, what we find out is, I believe, Badbert has empathy blockers on. And so the robot actually breaks the empathy blockers. Ooh. Bad skip there. But, you know, missing that skip twice basically makes it the exact same speed as not doing that at all. Alright, we're going to go silent for a sec to get this hard skip. No! Alright, backup strat. I'll go for it once. I'll do it live in the marathon once as well. It's a huge skip. It does save, I think it's like 12 seconds on average when I do it. So it's always worth going. But we missed it. And we're going backup strat here. And that's okay. Oh, but yeah, while practicing, do full runs. Don't plan on that full run being, or your individual levels to work out perfectly. Don't count yourself short and only allow the best. There are plenty of times in which you might want to do a marathon, or you'll learn something about that run doing the full run. Full runs are super helpful, and at the end of the day, sometimes the pressure can change how you look at a level, and especially in the longer run. Ooh, that was weird. I got caught there, but we're all right. We're gonna take it a little safe here just because sometimes the vibes get off, you know? Yeah, we're doing good. Not too far behind PB. We're still like a little bit behind. We're like a minute or two behind. Oh yeah, that was tight. We're about 2 minutes behind world record right now, but that's okay. We're having fun, and that's what matters. This is like my third take, so I can't fully remember what I've explained and what I haven't explained. But for the couch, I would love to have my girlfriend, who's been a huge supporter of me streaming. It's actually how we met. The Twitch is super important to me in that regard. We will have been together for 3 years in about 2 weeks, all because of streaming, and I started streaming because I started speedrunning. So GDQ, thank you for my relationship. I forgot what I was doing. Additionally, I would like to have, I know it's 4 people. I'd love to have 2 of my best friends. We always talked about doing GDQ together. I even have one friend that we wanted to start doing some co-op games, so we can submit those as well. And then for my last seat, I will be inviting KO, the developer of this game. They're super involved in the Discord, as mentioned earlier. So at a minimum, I'm sure that they will be able to call in, if not fully attend the event, which would be super exciting for their game to be seen on a stage like GDQ. I got caught there. That's okay. A little bit of a safety strat. Going a little quiet just to make sure I don't... Oh, that was tight. It was a little slow though because I did get caught, but that's all right. Hello? Thank you. Every now and again, the game does some silly stuff where we just are like waiting for it to finally click in. All right, we are getting close. This is the second from the last level, the penultimate level. I realized recently that I had been using that term wrong, and now I understand what it means. But huge thanks to KO for being so involved. Shout out to everybody in the community who is super involved, for creating the Discord, for running the speedrun.com page, for being super supportive and just sharing in general. If you guys are interested in running this game, please check us out on speedrun.com. Where we have the Discord. KO also has his own Discord where he talks about all things in this game, and does have a speedrun channel as well. And then also, if you guys are interested in any of the setup that is currently going on my stream for the controller, for the splits, just let me know. And I've already posted them in the Discord, but I'll gladly share them because they're super awesome. This is the final boss, if you guys couldn't tell by me saying thank you. And then also by the title of this being This Is the End. It's a 4-5 phase thing. I just got a message that's like, I'm gonna pick you up in 15 minutes. Like, what? For a thing that's at 8? That's ridiculous. So sorry that I got distracted there. This was one of the things I really had to spend a lot of time. This was one of my early run killers. And I'll show you the biggest time save and strategy save that I learned by watching other runners. That's my other huge advice. Watch other runners run your game. You'll learn so much and constantly. There's always something new to learn, new time saves, new tricks. Sometimes people just do it differently, and maybe it's safer, maybe it's easier. Maybe you're doing something, so uploading and sharing is always how we get better. This is the last phase of the final boss, all in energy ball, where we have to get rid of the empathy blockers for our AI guy. And then what we're going to be doing is befriending him because he's gonna have empathy. So each of these corner spots represent that. And this is a time save right there. Literally just going left right there is what was helping me. And I was consistently dying at a minute and a half, losing runs, and just going left right there was it. And that is time right there as soon as we hit continue. This is I will be so stoked to show this off at GDQ this year. It's a brand new game, never been seen on the stage. It's super cool, retro 80s, super fun, not well known, just hit Switch, so it's very available. Should be great. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be uploading another run of this here for an insane run shortly. Thank you again to GDQ, my friends, and all my supporters. You guys are great. Bye. To the credits.